China's nuclear arsenal is expanding faster than anyone expected, tripling in just 5 years. With hundreds of new missile silos and projections of over 1,000 warheads by 2030, this growth is reshaping global stability. In this video, we'll break down the numbers, uncover what's driving the buildup, and explore where it could ultimately lead. 1. Scale and speed of growth. China's nuclear arsenal has moved from steady to explosive growth in just a few short years. Current estimates from the Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists and U.S. Defense Assessments place China's stockpile at about 600 nuclear warheads, triple the count reported in 2020. This increase makes China the fastest-growing nuclear power in terms of absolute numbers. Satellite evidence has revealed the construction of about 350 new missile silos across remote regions in western China. These fixed launch sites, along with new facilities for road-mobile launchers, show that Beijing is not only scaling up, but also diversifying the survivability of its arsenal. Road-mobile launchers, in particular, make it difficult for adversaries to predict missile locations. According to Pentagon reporting, not all of these are nuclear-capable, but roughly 462 launchers can field missiles that reach the continental United States, representing a growing intercontinental capability. The remaining systems include shorter-range missiles aimed at regional targets, many of which remain conventionally armed. In parallel, China has expanded its ballistic missile submarine fleet and invested in nuclear-capable aircraft, forming what analysts describe as a more credible triad of land, sea, and air systems. This ensures redundancy and complicates any attempt to neutralize China's arsenal in one strike. Looking forward, the Pentagon projects China will hold over 1,000 operational nuclear warheads by 2030. For decades, Beijing maintained a small arsenal for minimum deterrence. Today, the numbers reveal a fundamental shift. 2. Drivers behind the expansion. The rapid expansion of China's nuclear arsenal is not accidental. It is guided by strategic, political, and industrial drivers. Central to this push is President Xi Jinping's directive that the People's Liberation Army be fully prepared for contingencies by 2027. Analysts link this timeline to regional flashpoints, with nuclear modernization serving as a backstop to broader military objectives. At the same time, China has set 2035 as the year its armed forces will be basically modernized, with the longer-term aim of becoming a world-class military by mid-century. Expanding nuclear forces plays a critical role in that ambition. A larger, more survivable arsenal signals global parity, not only as a matter of defense, but also as a marker of international prestige. Nuclear status reinforces Beijing's claim to equal footing with Washington and Moscow. Officially, China maintains a no-first-use pledge, reiterating that nuclear weapons are for defensive purposes only. Beijing also insists it will not target or threaten states without nuclear arms. Yet Pentagon assessments caution that this doctrine may be more flexible in practice. U.S. reports suggest China might contemplate nuclear use if it believed a conventional strike threatened the survival of its leadership or nuclear forces. This ambiguity fuels debate about whether no first use remains absolute. Another factor is industrial momentum. Building missile silos, submarines, and launch systems creates jobs, bureaucratic influence, and vested interests. Once massive programs are in motion, they generate internal pressure to continue, even beyond initial strategic needs. This is the same dynamic that has driven the rapid growth of China's Navy and Air Force. 3. Futures and global implications. The question now is not whether China is expanding its nuclear arsenal, but how far it will go. Analysts outline 3 possible futures. The first is stabilization at around 1,000 warheads by 2030. This number, while smaller than US and Russian totals, would still be enough to eliminate the traditional American advantage in nuclear escalation in Asia. Effectively limiting U.S. strategic dominance in the Pacific. A second scenario envisions reaching 1,500 warheads by 2035, aligning with the timeline for the PLA to be basically modernized. This would place China alongside the United States and Russia, who are each capped at similar deployed totals under the New START Treaty. Such a shift would signal Beijing's arrival as the third global nuclear peer, moving beyond its historic position as a minimal deterrent state. The third, more ambitious option is building beyond parity, eventually seeking over 3,000 warheads to match or surpass the entire U.S. arsenal, including both deployed and reserve weapons. At the current estimated production rate of about 100 warheads per year, this level would not be reached until the mid-2050s, though accelerated production could shorten the timeline. However, this path carries economic risks, given the long-term sustainment costs and historical caution about overspending on arms programs. The global implications of each scenario are significant. Even the lowest projection pressures regional allies like Japan and South Korea to rethink their security postures. At higher levels, existing arms control regimes could collapse, with new START set to expire and little hope of trilateral agreements. China's nuclear transformation is no longer about maintaining a small deterrent. It's about reshaping the entire balance of global security. In just a few years, its arsenal has surged from minimal numbers to hundreds of warheads, with projections pointing toward a 4-digit stockpile by the end of the decade. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.